and welcome back to my YouTube. So I want to record this for my future self or for Kubai who is going to be watching this in the future. First of all, this is a little bit of maybe yapping. Uh, Insomnia has hit me in the middle of the night, and I just decided that I'm going to record this so that I can be able to see the steps that I'm taking. So I happened to lose my dad 1 month ago. Yesterday we were commemorating his first 1 month anniversary. So I thought probably this would get easier for me or for my family, but I have come to understand that grief gets worse as you go, because every day has been very hard, especially since like 2 weeks ago. I had not come to terms with what happened, and I think it was more of denial. And now that it's hitting, like we are not counting days, we are counting weeks, we are counting months, and it gets real every day that reality hits. Sorry, I have my LED light on because I don't sleep in darkness, so I always have my LED light on, and that's why it looks red. And again, I was saying that when you start counting milestones, it gets real. And I think now at this moment, I have come to understand that my dad will not be with us any longer. I was feeling, I think the first few days or weeks, I was feeling as if he's on a journey and he's going to come back to be with us probably pretty soon. But as days goes by and he's not coming back, and every day that I'm stepping out of the house, I can be able to see his resting place, his grave. It gets really hard, and I've not come to terms, because every time I pass his grave, I say good morning, or when I'm coming back from anywhere and it's at night, I say good night, because I feel like I still want that connection to be there, so that I don't lose myself completely in the grief period. We all grieve differently. Like the people we have talked to, they told us the way probably our mom or my siblings are going to grieve is not going to be the same way as me. And I come to understand that every day, because uh, everyone has their own personality, they have their own way of, we have different personalities as much as we are family, okay? The other thing is, I have been really tested when it comes to my faith. I find myself kneeling down to pray and I don't have any words to say to God. I find myself just probably either breaking down or generally just being quiet and asking God to listen to my heart. I only say the grace and probably the Lord's Prayer, and apart from that, I'm not able to say anything else, because I feel like the past 1 month I had big prayer items I wanted to make it in life, because I want to probably make my parents proud. But at this moment, losing one of my parents, that is my dad, I feel like, yes, of course I'm going to make them proud, as even from now wherever they are. But in this moment, I feel like something has been snatched away from me. I feel like the milestones that I'm going to take from now are going to be really hard, because every time I win, I feel like at the same time it's a loss, because one of my parents is not going to be there to experience it. But at the same time, I come to understand that the best way to connect with them is through that. Yeah, to connect with him, and mostly my dad, is through that, because my mom is going to be here with me, and I appreciate and I thank God for that. And then again, I come to like just the other day we had my mom's is it called where they are accepted in churches, women's guild. In our We are in the Penta. She goes to PCA. I don't know how, Presbyterian something of Kenya. I don't know how to say it, but she had an event that we had planned for. They had planned with dad for like 2 years, and we were very emotional because we felt like he was supposed to be here with us to celebrate that moment. That's how I feel. Like every time you win, you feel like you really would have wanted him to experience that win with you. The other thing is, he was a really big fan of my job. I make organic products and he really loved my job. He used to send me messages every time, every day about a product. He would tell me about cassia powder and tell me into details what it entails, what it is about, and I feel like that is something that I'm going to miss a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. He really used uh, to encourage me, to pray for me, and those are things that I'm going to really to miss. I'm facing a lot of faith. I told my friend and we have a Bible study group, and I told our Bible study leader that I feel really tested to a point that I'm not able to attend the Bible study, but I'm really trying to be able to get back to it, because that's where I used to get my strength. When I was praying and I could pray for him to get well, I really used to feel strengthened when I would wake up and find that he's much better than probably yesterday, the way I left him. And that used to give me a lot of courage, a lot of peace in my heart, and I feel like that has been taken away. So when I kneel down to pray, I even forget sometimes and mention him, that I hope he gets well. And then I just remember in the middle of the prayer that he's no longer with us, and I'm shattered and I cannot continue to pray from there. When I look at my siblings, when we talk or we're able to meet, and I see the sorrow in their eyes, and I'm able to know that it is the same thing that is in mine, I feel really sad, because I love them so much and I wouldn't want them to even suffer for a minute. So when I see them suffering or in pain, even my mother, I feel really, really sad. This is the middle of the night, like it's a few minutes to 1, and I'm not yet asleep. And it's not like I'm sorrowful, but I can't sleep in this moment, and it has been happening for a while now. I used to take sleeping pills, but I talked to a therapist and she really advised me against it, because again I would get into probably sleeping pills addiction. So she advised me to deal with it. If I am not able to sleep, I would rather sit and watch something until I'm able to sleep, because my body at a point is going to be able to regain the sleep, like I'm going to be sleeping normal. And I feel like it's tough. So growing up, I never grew up knowing my grandfather that much. I have my grandfather from my mom's side rested when I was still very, very young, and my dad's grandfather, we are not that close. I know him and we talk, but we are not that close that I would say that I know the love of a grandfather. And I feel also very sad for probably my nephews, my nieces, even my kids who are going to come and they won't know the love of a grandfather as well. It feels really, really sad, but obviously they're going to feel it through us. But there is that difference with, knowing your grandfather from a point of knowing him truly. Some of my nieces and my nephews, they have interacted with him, they have felt his love, they have tapped into his blessing. And I know also the ones that are going to come, they're also going to tap into the blessing, but they're also going to miss a lot on his love. He was a very loving dad, husband, grandfather. Even in the society, like his workplace, they're talking about how they're going to miss him, and at least to know that we are not in this alone. Most of the people who are there out there and loved him really, really miss him. So that is how I have been. My dad really, really loved work. He appreciated every day that you wake up and you put yourself out there in terms of working. The work ethics. He was a very what would I say? He loved his work. That is all I can say. He appreciated someone who was working to earn a shilling, to earn a living, to help the society, to improve and better their lives. And as I said earlier, he really blessed our jobs, not only mine. He blessed our jobs, whatever everyone was doing. He asked for favor from God. He asked for grace, and we appreciate that fact, because now when I'm working, I know that I am pushing his legacy of being somebody who loves to work. When my dad was even sick, he wouldn't allow the sun to rise when he was still in bed. He would make sure he's out, either seated in the living room waiting for the sun to rise, and he would sit outside the house with a chair to wait for the sun, literally. And that used to give me a lot of courage, because most of the time, even when he was sick, he was the one who used to wake me up. He was like, "What are you doing in bed at this hour?" And I would push myself, and I would work. And when I went astray, he would call me back to my roots, to my path. He would tell me the value of a blessing, the value of favor, the value of work, the value of appreciating what God has given you. So those are the things that I'm going to take along in my life, and they are also very important. Uh, this is a form of me ranting and probably getting it out of my system, because sometimes we don't know who to talk to, because we don't want to burden somebody else with their problems. So this is my way. As I record this, I'm hoping that in the future, as I watch, I'm going to be proud of the person who I would have become, who I will become, and this is going to change. People keep telling me that it gets better with time, but for me, as time goes, it's getting worse. And I know it is not going to be easy, because, like I said earlier, every time, probably years from now, when I get my first child, or months, or whatever, when I get my first child, I'll be like, I wish he was here to see this. But again, I'll be like, I'm grateful that he brought me up into this world, and brought me in a way that I'm able to experience this, and wherever he is, he's proud of this moment. So it's very tough, and I keep going back to the messages we used to send each other on WhatsApp, on messages, and it feels bittersweet, because they are good messages, but at the same time, you know that you're not going to get another birthday message from him. You're not going to get another thank you message when you do something for him, or asking. Sometimes I even used to ask him for advice, for favors, and as old as I am, because I'm not very okay, I am young at the same time. I've pushed some years, so as much as the many years that I have, I know that I used to ask him for favors as a child. Sometimes I would be very childish, and I would ask him for um, things that probably a toddler would be asking. Like, if I wanted to do something and I was not sure about it, I would call him and I would ask him for advice. And I really used to enjoy that. So, all I can say is, I hope I'm able to deal with this, because, like I said, it's not getting any better. But I hope I am able to accept things as they are. Subscribe to my channel to see my journey through this. Now I even feel, I was checking, we were able to access his photo email, where he used to store his photos for our family. And I really got impressed that he has videos of us when we were very young. And I decided that I'm also going to document my life, and probably, because we now have things like YouTube, I'm just going to put it out there. My kids or whoever will be able to watch, they're going to be watching. I'm not doing this mostly for anything else. It's mostly to document. That is the sole purpose of this channel, and I hope you're going to enjoy it as someone who is going to view this. I hope you're going to maybe pick something. I don't know. I'm not the best person to probably be an influencer because I am not influencing anything, but I hope that if you're out there and you're going through grief, you know that there is somebody from the other side of the world or from close to you that is going through the same thing. When we win, you know that when somebody else is winning, you know, the world. My dad taught us that as humans we need each other. We are meant to be social beings. We're not meant to be enclosed and hide our lives like we are living in fear. We are meant to be very social as human beings, and that is one thing that makes me really not worried about putting my life out there on TikTok. I do it a lot on Instagram, wherever, because this is just like a diary. It's the way people used to write, or people still write in their diaries about their lives. So this is like that form. So when I come back to this channel and I'm able to watch this video, and I will see the steps that I've taken in my life to better it, either through religion, in my education, in my family life, in generally everything, in my weight loss journey or whatever, in everything, in basically everything. I want to see a change. I want to see growth. When you lose, sometimes because you're not meant to win every time, when you lose, you're able to look back and appreciate a moment where you were good, and you see that as a blessing. So please subscribe, and we're going to go through this journey together. I hope God is going to give me the energy to keep putting out vlogs as much as possible. Thank you for watching this. If you have watched through to the end, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next vlog. Thank you.